Ladies, let me start by saying a smart woman knows her worth. She knows deep down that she was born with a purpose, that she has a place in this world that no one else can fill, and no one can take that from her. Following these 7 rules isn't about pleasing anyone but yourself. It's about showing up in the world as the most authentic, powerful, and fearless version of yourself. These rules are her compass, guiding her to live life on her own terms. 1. Know your worth and demand respect. A smart woman doesn't settle for crumbs of respect. She owns her value, and she doesn't shrink to make others comfortable. When you respect yourself, the world takes notice. It's not about asking or waiting for respect. It's about setting a standard that says, I am here and I am worthy. Don't let anyone make you question your value. You teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. 2. Practice financial independence. Money is freedom, and a smart woman knows the importance of financial independence. She takes charge of her financial future, makes wise decisions, and invests in her own security. She's not waiting for anyone to take care of her because she knows that true empowerment comes from self-reliance. When you can stand on your own financially, you have choices, you have power. 3. Prioritize your health, mind, body, and soul. A smart woman knows she can't pour from an empty cup. She makes her health a priority mentally, physically, and emotionally. She knows that self-care is not selfish, it's essential. She eats well. She rests, she meditates or journals, and she moves her body. She takes the time to heal, to breathe, and to recharge. Because when she's strong, she can face anything life throws her way. 4. Set and honor boundaries. Boundaries are one of the greatest gifts a woman can give herself. A smart woman knows that saying no is a powerful tool. She knows what's good for her and what's not. She protects her energy fiercely, surrounding herself with people who uplift and encourage her. She's willing to walk away from anything or anyone who doesn't respect her boundaries because her peace of mind is priceless. 5. Never stop learning and growing. A smart woman is curious, always learning, and never stagnant. She reads, she explores, she asks questions, and she's not afraid to step out of her comfort zone. Every experience is an opportunity to grow and become even stronger. She understands that knowledge is power, and she invests in her personal development because she knows that she is her greatest asset. 6. Lead with compassion and integrity. A smart woman doesn't have to step on others to succeed. She leads with a heart full of compassion and integrity. She knows that kindness isn't a weakness, it's a strength. She lifts others as she climbs, inspiring those around her. She stays true to her values and knows that real success is about more than just what she achieves, it's about who she becomes. 7. Stay true to your purpose and vision. Lastly, a smart woman knows her why. She has a vision for her life, and she stays true to it. She doesn't let distractions pull her away from her purpose. She keeps her goals in sight and lets her dreams guide her, even when the path gets difficult. She walks with intention, knowing that every step she takes brings her closer to fulfilling her purpose. To know your worth is to understand deep within that your value isn't defined by others. It's about recognizing that your worth isn't something you have to earn, it's something you were born with. It is about having a grounded sense of self that doesn't sway with opinions, external validation, or temporary setbacks. When you know your worth, you don't feel compelled to shrink yourself to fit someone else's comfort zone, nor do you feel the need to prove yourself in ways that compromise who you are. You are rooted in the understanding that your presence is a contribution, and you don't wait for others to tell you this, you carry it with you. Demanding respect, then, is the natural extension of knowing your worth. It's not about forcing respect or insisting that others recognize your value. It's about holding yourself to a standard and behaving in ways that require respect. You teach others how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. When you carry yourself with confidence and self-assuredness, others naturally sense that you are not to be taken lightly. It doesn't mean you're aggressive or confrontational. It means that your boundaries are clear, your voice is steady, and your expectations are unmistakable. When you know your worth, you choose relationships, romantic, professional, or friendships that honor your values and uplift your spirit. You walk away from situations that compromise your integrity, and you don't entertain behavior that diminishes your self-respect. You realize that respecting yourself is a daily practice, one that requires constant affirmation and the courage to let go of anything or anyone who does not value you in the way you value yourself. You are selective with your time and energy, knowing that each moment is a part of your one precious life. This isn't about closing yourself off, it's about being discerning. It's about being clear on what you deserve and not settling for anything less. Knowing your worth is also about handling challenges and criticism with grace. You don't crumble in the face of rejection or failure because you know these moments don't define you. When others don't see your value, you don't take it personally. Instead, you remind yourself that the right opportunities, the right people, and the right places are drawn to you because of your authenticity. You stop chasing approval because you know you're already enough. This inner strength gives you the resilience to stand tall, even when the world tests your resolve. This way of living, with respect for yourself at the core, radiates outwards. It sets a tone for every interaction and every connection. People who know their worth don't demand respect in words, they demand it in action, in silence, in the way they move through the world unapologetically. They don't need to shout it because their very presence says it all. I am here, I am valuable, and I am worthy. Practicing financial independence is about understanding that money is not just a currency, it's a form of freedom, security, and self-respect. It's the ability to make choices from a place of power rather than necessity. A financially independent woman knows that money provides options, the freedom to make decisions that align with her values, and the security to face the unknown with confidence. She's not waiting to be saved because she is her own safety net. This independence is a form of self-care, an investment in her future, and a declaration that she deserves control over her life. Financial independence begins with awareness. It's knowing where every dollar comes from and where it's going. She doesn't avoid her finances or leave them to chance. She engages with them actively. She understands the difference between wants and needs, and she's strategic about her spending. This doesn't mean she deprives herself, it means she's intentional. She doesn't make impulsive decisions or let others influence her spending without considering the impact on her financial health. Her money is a tool, not a toy, and she wields it with purpose. Part of practicing financial independence is setting goals that are meaningful to her. She doesn't just save for the sake of saving, she saves with a vision in mind. Maybe it's for a home, a degree, or to start her own business. Maybe it's for travel, retirement, or to support causes she believes in. Whatever her dreams are, she aligns her financial decisions with these aspirations. She has a budget, a plan, and she commits to it not because it's easy, but because she knows that her future is worth the discipline. This practice of goal setting builds a sense of control over her finances, reminding her that she is investing in a life that she loves and believes in. A financially independent woman also knows the importance of building an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable, and she recognizes that stability means preparing for the unexpected. She sets aside a safety cushion not because she expects failure, but because she's proactive. This emergency fund is more than just a number in a bank account. It's peace of mind. It's knowing that no matter what challenges arise, she has the resources to navigate them without compromising her dignity or well-being. In addition to saving, she also learns to grow her wealth. She educates herself about investments, retirement accounts, and opportunities for passive income. She's not intimidated by financial jargon or afraid of making mistakes. She's curious and committed to learning. She reads, she asks questions, and she seeks out advice when needed. She understands that her money can work for her, and she's willing to put in the effort to make that happen. This approach builds not only her financial resources, but her confidence. She's not just financially secure, she's financially savvy. Financial independence also means protecting what she has built. She values her assets, her credit, and her reputation, and she doesn't let anyone take advantage of her. She's cautious with debt, understanding the difference between leveraging credit responsibly and falling into a cycle of unnecessary spending. She guards her financial independence because she knows how hard she's worked for it, and because she respects herself enough to make choices that honor her efforts. Perhaps most importantly, a financially independent woman knows that her money is her voice. It's her ability to support her dreams, her values, and her loved ones without depending on someone else's permission. She uses her resources to uplift herself and others, to invest in her community, and to contribute to causes that matter to her. Her financial independence empowers her not only to live freely, but to create impact, to be generous, and to inspire others to do the same. Practicing financial independence is about much more than dollars and cents. It's about self-respect, freedom, and the ability to shape her life on her terms. It's a daily commitment, a constant journey of learning, growing, and building. And as she strengthens her financial foundation, she stands taller, knowing that her choices are hers alone, and her future is in her hands. Staying true to your purpose and boundaries is about aligning your life with the deeper why that fuels you and honoring the limits you set to protect that purpose. This starts with having a clear understanding of what truly matters to you, what drives you, what brings you joy, and what leaves you feeling fulfilled. Your purpose isn't about fitting into someone else's definition of success. It's about discovering what lights you up, what you want to contribute to the world, and what legacy you wish to leave behind. When you're rooted in this sense of purpose, you carry a quiet confidence and a steadfast focus, knowing that you're living in a way that's meaningful to you. Purpose gives direction, and it makes the journey worthwhile, even when the road gets rough. Staying true to your purpose means learning to prioritize and say no to distractions or obligations that don't serve your goals. It's understanding that your time, energy, and resources are limited, and that to be truly effective, you must channel them toward what matters most. This isn't about shutting out the world, it's about being selective. It's about deciding which opportunities, relationships, and projects align with your purpose, and which ones pull you away from it. Each time you honor this choice, you reinforce your commitment to yourself. You create a life that's less about pleasing everyone else and more about fulfilling your own dreams and aspirations. Boundaries, then, are the framework that makes it possible to protect and nurture this purpose. Boundaries are not walls to shut people out. They are guidelines to show others how to treat you, and more importantly, to show yourself how to protect your own well-being. Setting boundaries requires courage because it means sometimes disappointing others or facing criticism. But when you know your purpose, you also recognize that boundaries are not just a choice, they're a necessity. They help you guard your time, conserve your energy, and preserve your peace. Without boundaries, it's easy to lose focus, to become overwhelmed, and to find yourself drifting away from what you value most. To stay true to your purpose and boundaries, you must learn to listen to your inner voice. You have to tune in to what feels right for you, even when outside pressures try to pull you in different directions. This isn't about disregarding others' opinions, but rather about staying centered and making decisions that resonate with your core values. It means that you're willing to stand alone, if necessary, confident that your decisions align with the vision you hold for yourself. This kind of self-assurance isn't about arrogance, it's about understanding that you don't need external validation to live a life that feels right for you. When you stand firm in your boundaries, you're respecting yourself enough to follow your own compass, not one that others have set for you. Living true to your purpose and boundaries also means embracing patience and resilience. Purpose is not achieved overnight. It requires commitment, endurance, and a willingness to face setbacks. There will be times when it feels challenging to hold on to your vision, when the world's noise drowns out your own intentions. But purpose gives you the strength to keep going, to recalibrate when needed, and to remember why you started. Every time you return to your purpose and honor your boundaries, you're reinforcing your belief in yourself. This cycle builds resilience, enabling you to withstand challenges without being thrown off course. Respecting your boundaries and purpose also impacts your relationships. People who truly support you will honor your limits and respect your journey. They won't ask you to compromise your values or push you to say yes when you need to say no. Instead, they'll encourage you to stay aligned with what matters to you and celebrate your achievements along the way. At the same time, staying true to your purpose sometimes means letting go of relationships or obligations that drain you or pull you away from your path. It's not easy, but it's a necessary part of building a life that's grounded in authenticity and self-respect. Staying true to your purpose and boundaries is a practice of self-love and self-trust. It's a commitment to walk through life in a way that feels true to you, to wake up each day knowing you are living intentionally. It's recognizing that while the world may have endless demands, you have the power to choose which ones align with the life you want to create. Purpose gives you direction, and boundaries give you the space to follow it without compromise. Together, they empower you to live fully, freely, and authentically, honoring yourself and creating a life that reflects the deepest parts of who you are.